Guys, it's 4 o'clock. Where the hell's Alex?
No.
Don't know.
Did you forget to bring him back with you from Com Bravo?
I'm gonna say no.
You lost Alex again. You know what this means, don't you?
Not the hose.
No, it means you have to be Alex this week.
Oh. Doesn't actually sound so bad. I'm Alex, Spoopy Games. Derp, derp, derp.
Alex?
Yeah?
Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Loading Ready Live. Today, 4 of us will be competing in a variety of challenging events in recognition of the Olympic...
Whoa. You can't use that word. That's like the most protected word in existence.
Okay, in recognition of the Rio game...
Those words are okay separately, but not together.
What do you mean together how?
Like sharing a sentence together.
It's really more like they can't share a paragraph.
Technically, existing in the same mental space could get us sued.
So now that I've said Rio...
You can't say the G word. At all.
Okay. So, in recognition of the global sporting
Hold
event...
up.
Which one of those words is protected?
I'm not actually sure. I'm just not comfortable with you using either of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Me three. Did we mention the suing?
Come on!
Just describe what we're doing.
Okay.
But not why.
Seriously? The one time we actually have a reason for this sort of thing, we can't actually discuss it?
You can't use that word either.
What word?
Discuss.
Yeah, there's an event named Discus.
Oh God, he said it!
Silence him.
No! Mercy! Mercy!
Get him out of here.
What can I say?
It's safest to just say as little as possible.
Okay, well, it's live, so something's gonna happen.
From near and far, young and old, people of every shape, ability, and gender, welcome to Loading Ready Live. Today on the program, we indulge in a fierce cutthroat competition and stoke the fires of international friendship. We devote our souls to the development of personal excellence and keep true to the spirit of burning youth, or booth, I guess. We keep it real and keep it honest on a live round of AskLRR. We push our bodies to the limit and through that limit and beyond the envelope and show real guts. We suffer injuries. Well, not terrible injuries, but still injuries. All this and more on Loading Ready Live's 2016 Lunar Invitational Summer Games, starting right now.
Welcome, everybody, to the Loading Ready Run broadcast studio here for the Lunar Invitational Summer Games. Graham Stark with Brendan Deary. How are you doing this evening?
Good, doing great, Graham. I'm really excited to see the games tonight. Obviously, this has been going on pretty much since we thought of it last night. And I've been really excited. I think everyone's been showing a lot of guts. There's been a lot of friendship, like we've been talking about earlier.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to more injuries.
Guts, heart, liver, colon, all the internal organs. Everyone's been showing all of them.
That's right. It's been spread all over that sporting arena, the complex, as it were. And I'm looking real forward to see a lot more good sports out there, a lot of great play. What do we got coming up first?
Well, first up is a perennial favorite of the Lunar Invitational. We hastily thought of this last night games. It is long bowling.
Hey!
So let's go down to the Lunar Invitational field and check out our first event for the day, long bowling. Now you see we're on a tape delay here. Oh, and it's you introducing the games.
Yeah.
Let's show our reference.
On behalf of the orbiting underground Moonbase Delta, we welcome you to the 2016 Lunar Invitational. We hastily thought of this last night games. And now, the opening ceremonies. Let the games begin. Oh shit.
Up first, looks like it's Kathleen.
Kathleen DeVere representing New Zealand. Now, lawn bowling, of course, is the name certainly evokes lawn bowling, but that is only part of the event. And a wide miss there from Kathleen.
Man, it's too bad. It's too bad. I watched her practicing earlier and thought that she had a really good aim, but the wind's just been throwing her off all day.
The balls are lightweight plastic. See her invoking the Pokemon spin curve there. Oh, and it pays off for her.
Successful drive.
That's 5 points.
Very nice, very nice.
Now each competitor gets 5 balls.
That's correct, yes.
To make their attempt.
I think she can pick up this spare. It shouldn't be too big a deal. I was wrong.
All right, last throw.
Fortunately, the ball return's working very well today.
Yes, the ball return, a fine gentleman.
We don't pay him enough.
What's his name again?
I never asked.
Wait.
Oh, and a slow crawl up, but she missed it in the end.
So 5 points there for Kathleen.
And Ian Horner. This is looking good, yeah? Getting the feel of the...
Dressed appropriately for the event, of course.
Glad to see that he showed up today with the event in mind. Oh, an underhand throw.
I think that's a foul.
I don't think that qualifies at all. We didn't decide to DNF him for that, which is good.
No, but that he did waste one of his balls. Mm-hmm. Very wide there again. The wind has a lot to account for.
Yeah, we should have invested in heavier balls, but I mean, everyone kind of bitched and moaned about it. Oh, still another wide shot.
Well, it's harder to throw them that far.
That's true. Oh, will he pick it up? No.
Yeah.
It looks like
He did.
the ball guy picked it up. You're right. All right, his last ball, I think. I lost count.
I think this is his fourth, but
it his fourth?
doesn't seem to make a big difference.
Crowd effect.
One more, yes, one
One
more.
more.
One more from Ian Horner here.
Trying a different technique that he hadn't been practicing all year.
Get there.
Still.
He's really good at hitting that line.
Mm-hmm. We should have moved the pins over for him. He would have stood more of a chance. Oh, no, this is exciting.
James Turner,
Representing Colombia?
representing Canada, wearing Columbia's outfit.
That's all he could afford to come to the games today.
He's going for the beer pong bounce.
It's pretty impressive. You're getting closer and closer.
He's getting the accuracy up until it lands, and then it just goes wildly. Oh, right
Oh!
over there. Hit the camera.
Oh, poor camera person. That's going to cost us a lot of money to replace. Oh! Way too wide.
Almost got it on the ricochet, but not quite. You know, in practice rounds, James got a complete strike. He picked it up, I mean, it was a spare.
Yeah.
He picked up the
One
last,
remaining.
The last pin.
After the wind blew the rest of them down. Oh, no, this is a surprise.
The dark horse. Mm-hmm. Or dark banana. The dark fruit.
That didn't seem like that would have gone that way. I'm impressed, though. She's getting pretty close. Mm-hmm. Taunting the crowd. Real Southpaws are interesting. I wouldn't have thought that they would be interested in this sport at all. They'd probably look forward to doing something a little less taxing on the left hand.
It's curious that she's finding exactly the same lines that James was finding earlier.
Yeah, and yet she's doing it completely reversed from his technique.
Or I'm sorry, I mean.
Did Ian?
Yes,
Ian was finding earlier.
Thank you. Oh, going for the underhand. Oh, it's straight on.
And a success!
Successful hit. That's 7 points right there. Fantastic.
I see two.
Can she pick up the spare? No.
But that puts her in first place so far.
It certainly does.
I think she could probably pick up this spare.
Incorrect.
I was wrong.
That's 8.
Still, though, a very good standing from. Did we get her name?
Coriander.
Coriander.
Yes.
Very good standing
Let's,
from Coriander.
let's take a look at the overall standings after that round.
Oh, lovely.
7 points, 5 points, Kathleen in second, James and Ian Horner representing the Republic of Zeon, pulling up in fourth place.
That's kind of disappointing. I was hoping I'd see more from James Turner, especially since he basically just nailed that one spare in practice.
He crushed it in practicing in the
we
qualifying heats.
We were not rolling at the time, and it was so disappointing. Mm-hmm.
So now there's no proof that it ever happened.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he'll tell people it happened, but we have no way of proving it.
Exactly, and I'm willing to stand by the fact that it never happened at all.
I agree. Well, shall we take a look at our second event?
Absolutely. Do we have time to do that? Should we throw to a sponsor? Should we?
No, we're just going to head right down to the second event. We can talk
good.
about it briefly
I'm glad.
ahead of time.
I'm glad.
The second event, of course, many of the events today, track events.
Mm-hmm.
We were focusing today, and of course everything that you see is of course on a tape delay, so that we can bring you the best events that we decide that you want in the primetime hours that help us the most.
Absolutely. And figuring that you
Everyone
don't...
hates NBC. And we're going for events that don't have subjective judging.
No, or even people that we don't know in them.
Exactly. So that we can... well, we invited... this is the thing.
Thousands of people.
The Lunar Invitational, we invited every country. But they were busy doing...
something else.
Something else.
They said something about their athletes were busy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Something in Brazil.
Right.
In that country
But
somewhere.
they couldn't tell us exactly what it was, which is really weird.
Well, they could tell us, but we can't tell people on the internet.
Yeah,
live.
yeah, it's true.
It's very strange.
We shouldn't have tweeted all of them to ask.
Yeah. Our next event is the Pool Noodle Javelin,
Oh, good. I love this one.
which is fantastic with a strong tailwind,
Yes.
as there was today down in the field.
I'm glad. I'm glad that we reversed the position so we could get a good throw.
We did. I will say the game officials did briefly consider trying the Pool Noodle Javelin with a headwind,
Right.
and that was a bad idea.
Oh.
They did not go very far, and in fact, negative points
Were awarded to some?
for some in the qualifying heats.
I think it's good though for the excitement of the people watching at home that they reverse the stage. They say basically we're going to have you throw with a tailwind. That way we know everyone's going to get very excited. Positive points will help everyone feel really good about their performance they did for the day.
So let's go back down to the field. I understand we are ready.
First up, it's James Turner.
So the points will be awarded by placement. 10 points for the competitor who gets the furthest pool noodle out of 4 attempts. 5 points for second place, 2 points for third. With an additional 2 bonus points on the line. Nice throw. They're very floaty through the uprights.
Very, very pretty
Additional
shot.
2 bonus points on the line if you can get it through the...
Uprights?
Not through the uprights, through the gap in the uprights.
Oh, between both sets, between the goal.
Between both horizontal bars.
Oh, very interesting.
That's a wide left from James Turner there.
I'm confident.
He's not even doing a run-up this time.
Just decide to let it go. That?
It works out well for him. That's his furthest javelin.
It's a hell of a throw. I guess he's
His
just...
furthest pool noodle javelin.
You know, the run sometimes holds you back, right? You decide that it's, I'm gonna do a run-up, I'm gonna get a good throw with this thing, but what you're really doing is you're fighting the wind at that point. You're putting too much air through that noodle. Nobody wants to put air through the noodle.
You saw event official Paul Saunders there using the...
Leftover long bowling pins.
Yeah.
And Kathleen DeVere, the first throw, a little disappointing, but
Second one makes it further.
Definitely.
Second one through the goal.
definitely improving. She worked hard on this all year, I thought. I saw the training sessions.
They didn't go great, the training sessions.
No, they didn't. But she worked hard, and that's important too. You got to give lots of guts.
Hard. Oh!
So close.
So close to bonus points, but bounces off the horizontals.
Bit of a heartbreaker there.
Banana Corey up.
Opting for a long run up, it looks like.
Checking the flex of the noodle. You always want to check your noodle regularly.
Gives it a good throw. That's a good shot. Looks like it's beaten. James's initial shot.
Well, doctors recommend you check your noodle. Oh,
Ooh, that one.
that definitely fell up short.
Bad miss. Bad miss. The last one.
Barely through the uprights. Barely.
A competent effort.
Indeed. It looks like she's between Kathleen and no, that's not going to work.
No.
Looks like she's between Kathleen and James in terms of distance. So it's all up to Ian to try and dethrone James from head javeliner. Opting for no run up, goes very wide right, but still gets surprising distance. He's already gotten further than Kathleen.
I'm very surprised because he doesn't seem like an athletic man at all.
He doesn't look it.
No.
Judging
no.
by his
what he's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like we just pulled a guy out of the crowd. And
See, that's more what I would expect.
yeah, exactly. It's like this is an official that was probably like, oh dear.
He wants to make really sure he gets full advantage of the run up here.
That's fair.
Oh, even further. Okay, looks like he's happy with that.
We didn't have any cameras further out, I guess.
No.
No, that's well.
He hasn't yet gotten into
Throwing
there
position,
we go,
but
throwing form.
slows down a bit and
That was his second worst noodle.
But something to be proud of all the same. Looks like James is celebrating despite not knowing the standings because Corey took it. That's amazing.
Well, Corey is leading the overall. James won that one for 10 points.
Ah.
Corey for 5 points. Ian for 2 points there, and then
Finishing third.
and then no points for Kathleen finishing fourth. Narrowly missing that heartbreaker of the bonus points to the.
Would have been so sweet to actually see that happen for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost questioning why we even mentioned it, considering it never came up.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's quite all right. That's quite all right.
But as with any summer games, we are, of course, sponsored out the yin-yang.
All right.
And so let's go now to the first of our sponsors for today. For the first of the sponsors for the 2016 Lunar Invitational, we hastily thought of this last night games.
Have you paid a lot of money to promote your product at a global sporting event? Are some chumps biting your expensively copyrighted pronouns? Did you pay out the ass to associate your brand with generalized feelings of positivity and sportsmanship, and now is some dipshit religious leader getting a free ride? Is revenge a dish best served at whatever temperature it is when you can make your competitor's product look poisonous at an event where the whole point is mankind coming together and putting petty differences behind them? Well then you need the services of douche canoe lawyers, where the triumph of the human spirit is for losers who couldn't win a case if it passed out on their lap after the 9th round of beer pong. Douche canoe lawyers. Because fuck you.
Thank you to the law offices of Douche Canoe. We're very happy to have you sponsoring this event. Those poodles don't pay for themselves.
No, we had to sue a bunch of people to pay for that. And Douche Canoe helped. Much appreciated. It's time for the third event.
Oh, lovely.
Still down on the Lunar Invitational field. This is the high five jump.
Oh, great. I love this. It's my
Where
favorite every year.
The goal of which, of course, is to make sure that you don't leave them hanging.
No, exactly. That's so disappointing whenever you see someone going up for that last shot and they got their hand in the air and they're all expecting it, but yeah, it's just a big letdown.
Yeah. In the tradition of the high five or the high jump and the pole vault, the high five jump is points based on placement depending on who can give the highest of fives.
Oh, I see.
Within the safety of the ladder we had available at the time. So let's head back down to the field and check out the high five jump.
So we opted for a much safer ladder this year.
Recorded live earlier today. Now this, of course, this is
just kind of a ceremonial almost.
Yeah, the first round of the high five jump. Not a lot of jumping involved.
Really just
Turner narrowly avoiding a
That was not like a slap.
left hang in there.
I hit it. It counts.
Just brushing the official.
I'm impressed with Corey being left-handed that she was still able to complete that high five. And Paul has gone up a single level. Kathleen's still able to make that connection. James does it in 5. That's really good.
A little cockiness from Turner, I think.
All right.
Corey makes it across the line.
All right.
Paul moves up one more level. This is looking good so far.
Yeah, no trouble from the field.
And a good jump from Horner.
Good strategy.
Something people back home can be proud of. Another good jump from Kathleen.
Yeah, DeVere starting to feel it. More cockiness here from Turner. DeVere starting to feel the height disadvantage. Long run up from the banana here.
Not on the
She still manages to make it. Paul has gone up one more level. And Ian with a long overhand swish.
Barely jumping.
Can Kathleen make this? Oh, that's a whiff.
Kathleen eliminated first from the high five jump. Left him hanging. What a disappointment. Oh, a little winded there from Turner, but he's still in it.
Still
Manages
paying
to get
off.
there without being DQ'd.
And can the banana make good? Hard to move your arms in that costume.
that was kind
Looks
of a
like
wrist
she
slap.
managed to make it.
That was a wrist
Just
slap.
barely.
I don't know. Judges?
On notice.
I'm intrigued. This is looking pretty good so far.
Race official said it hit a bit of the wrist, but enough of the hand that it still counted.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, can James make this? James does connect. That's good. Corey back. Making a big banana jump.
Just makes it. Now, of course, stepping to the top level of the ladder would be unsafe, so we're engaging 45 degree angle high-fiving.
which then also pulls the hand slightly out of the strike zone, as it were. Horner with a bit
Horner
of a
going
walk
for a
up.
standing jump, just clips the pinky there. But that's enough.
I'm not going to say that was a good high
It's
five,
interesting to see how
but
they
it was
change
a
their
high
technique
five.
and they drop the opening run and opt for something a little slower, so they can concentrate more power into their legs for that big leap and take off, stretch those hamstrings.
Oh, not able to complete there.
Turner could not complete. Very disappointed himself. Fell in the sand.
Banana does not look confident.
You can see the sweat pouring down the yellow skin.
No.
She is unable to make that,
Tries again.
but it's a futile effort.
Would not have been allowed anyway.
No.
So that's a tie for second from Corey the Banana and
Yeah.
James Turner there.
And that catapults Ian Horner into. Oh, he gets the first, but he's still in third place.
Catapults him into third place. Yeah. Launching him as if from a trebuchet
Into third
into
place.
third place from where he was previously in fourth. So
Fourth place.
It's an incremental jump.
Yeah, and that's important. You know, if he's going to actually take home this gold this year for the Republic of Xeon.
Which is some sort of Gundam thing?
Yes,
Oh.
it is. Yeah, it was. It's in multiple series, and Char is part of the Republic of Xeon.
I believe you.
Yes, I believe me too.
It's good to believe in yourself here at the Lunar Invitational. We hastily thought of this last night. Games.
All you can do is rely upon yourself, and if you can't believe in yourself, you should believe in someone who believes in you.
Believe in the you that believes in you.
Absolutely.
I love platitudes,
They make the world go round,
don't they?
and like money.
Speaking of money, thank you.
You're welcome.
One of our other sponsors, of course, is a little show that you can find every week on YouTube called Feed Dump. We're going to take you now to the Feed Dump Extra Push before coming around for a little bit of AskLRR. Sit tight.
Police in Portsmouth, New Hampshire are baffled after two hooded assailants managed to spray paint the words, "I'm drunk" on the side of the police station. They were not caught.
I can see why. Those aren't really long words. They didn't take the time to compose a sonnet.
Shall I compare thee to a drunken summer's day? Thou art more lovely and less temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of your joint.
Couldn't even take the time for correct grammar. Should have read "we're drunk."
Only one of them might have been drunk. The other one might have been drinking the getaway beer.
They can arrest them for vandalism, but they can't take away their free speech rights. They're drunk. And you have to know it.
No politics.
It's fair.
That was fun. I don't know if you'd seen that extra push.
No, I have
And
not
I was
yet.
just like, I cut your jokes, and I was just like, I put in the joke, and I was like, no, you're not allowed to do that joke. Haha, such is the editing power. But now, no more extra push. Now we're on to AskLRR.
Oh boy.
Paul has prepared some questions for us earlier, and he is now taking them out of the question oven.
Properly risen.
Yes.
Don't they need to sit for a while?
I mean, they have been resting so the juices
okay.
retain in the questions.
Do we get the
before.
egg wash? Should we get that nice golden crust?
Oh, that you would have had to do that before it comes out of the oven, Ian. Damn it. Then you're just putting
we have
salmonella on your cooked pie.
Awkward then.
Yes.
But hopefully these questions have retained their juiciness before we carve into them. How much further can we push this metaphor? First question.
All right, here's a extremely topical question coming from Mark saying, what is your favorite Summer Olympic sport? And if you could add a sport, what would it be?
This is supremely dweeby, but I really enjoyed saber fencing at the London Olympics. I thought it was really kind of cool.
I believe it's back at this.
Yeah. I think it's always. I mean, it's kind of a perennial one, but it's very like dramatic, and I love that they keep having to change the rules for saber fencing because usually after somebody kind of solves the saber fencing meta, it devolves into two guys charging at each other and going because the saber is just basically like a huge whippy stick.
I mean, that's where we get the term flunge from.
Yeah. So that's kind of my favorite.
What would you add?
What would I add? Ooh. Let me think about that for just another second.
Ian, what's your favorite?
So I got to give this one to a sport that I actually did back in high school, which was air pistol. And funnily enough, I believe that 2 of my teammates from when I was doing air pistol back in high school are currently actually competing at the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's
pistol.
amazing.
So we don't know if they've won yet or not, but go fighting friends of mine.
Do you have any ideas about things that you would add to the Olympics?
Yes.
What would
I
you
would
add?
definitely bring back Hastily.
Ian
Are you
suggested
okay?
we do highlight. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me get the accent right. Highlight in the hastily assembled games, and I believe the resounding answer from everybody else was no.
We were asking for injury, and there's nothing more injurious than a 100-mile-per-hour solid ball.
Yeah, I'm okay with that not being in the Olympics anymore. Cam, do you know what you'd add to the Olympics?
Tokyo drift racing.
Tokyo drift racing.
Specifically Tokyo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. My favorite Olympic sport is always diving,
Okay.
just because I think it looks cool.
And the wet bodies.
No, it's not necessarily a sexual objectification thing. But I mean, like, some of those swimmers look very nice in
They
their
are
tiny Speedos.
hot.
But mostly it's just that I'm really impressed at how they can jump and then tuck their body into such and do all that stuff. And then they go into the water and it's like the tiniest splash. It's like pip. It's like you
It's very
drop
apologetic.
like a thimble into the water or
Yeah.
something like that. And then they're like, no, it's fine. And then like maybe somebody makes a bit more of a splash, like you drop like a slightly, like, I don't know, maybe like a 4 liter of milk, so there's a little bit more splash, and the judges are like, oh, sloppy, bad, 6s across the board, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is weird.
That makes me kind of want to change my answer then, because I think that, you'd want to have a counterport sport where you actually try to make the biggest splash possible, like a
Yeah, just
cannonball competition.
displace as much water as possible,
Yeah,
and you
if you
have
could-
weight categories.
If you can empty the pool.
Or maybe density categories.
And sound.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If someone slaps with a good belly flop,
Yeah.
you want points for that.
Yeah, but you can't rupture.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Or others.
Sorry, there's one other thing that I really liked in fencing, which is just like the celebration afterwards. Like somebody scores a point and they'll rip off their mask and like cheer, and then put the mask back on and they go
That's
back to the
very
next one.
civilized.
Yeah, but like there's just like this little burst of like exuberance.
If I could add a sport to the Olympics, I have to steal my joke from this week's feed dump, is I would add arrhythmic gymnastics, because finally, a sport I could call my own. So, next question, Paul.
All right. Is a good haircut indicative of overcompensation or knowledge of true beauty?
I've got
This is asked by Slab.
slab.
I recuse myself from this question.
Okay, here's my opinion of a good haircut. My hair looks like this because I was sporting today and I wanted to be sleek. But hair, to quote the great 30 Rock, hair is your head suit. Right? Your hair, you have to deal with your hair every single day. You can never get away from your hair. Sure, you can do things to like pull it back, but your hair is will always be there, and for better or for worse, aiding in how people perceive you, right? So I think that a good haircut should be a high priority. And not necessarily a trendy haircut or like an expensive haircut, but a haircut that suits your features and works for you, like a haircut
Yeah.
that you know how to style.
Well, I mean, like I'm of the opinion that no matter what you do with your hair, you have a hairstyle, right? Even if you neglect your hair, that's a stylistic thing, right? You have made a choice,
choice.
in how to look. So you can have a good haircut, or you can have, like, i.e., I suppose, one that suits the shape of your skull and goes with kind of your style and makes you feel
And works
cool.
with your hair.
Yeah.
A good hairdresser will always say, I respect that you want this haircut, but it's not going to work with your hair because your hair is too curly or too thin or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Because not all haircuts work with all hair types. And you should know how to style your hair. Like, the best haircut in the world isn't going to help you if you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
However, you can go to any hair place and be like, this is the level, like a good hair place. You can be like, this is the level of work I'm willing to put in. And so, mine is near zero. But I need a haircut that works for me. And my hair always looks good because I get a haircut that works for my hair and the texture of my hair. And I use one product, but the product works and makes my hair not frizzy.
Yeah, I basically have one criterion for a good haircut, and that's being able to do like the back brush with the base of my hand against the back of my head and have it go like, right, like the bristliness. I think that's cool.
Hair.
So, yeah,
we've got opinions.
If it's a suit for my head, then I have the confidence to walk around naked, at least from the neck up.
All right, next question. What is the absolute coolest thing you've been able to do thanks to having Loading Ready Run in your lives? And that's asked by Synthetica.
I mean, like, it's always pretty cool to get recognized by people whose work you respect and who are kind of big deals. Like, getting to hang out with people who make things at PAX is totally sweet. Getting to go to the Child's Play charity dinner because of my work with Desert Bus for Hope was rad. I got to meet so many cool people and hang out with so many cool people and get dressed up, and that was really cool. I felt cool.
Yeah, I think that's definitely it. It's to extend a little bit further, it's getting out there and meeting people who are also creators, and who having them recognize you for one.
Yeah.
And having them just treat you as another creator. It's a peer level thing.
As somebody who's had a lot of creative impulses over her life, it's wonderful. The coolest thing is having an outlet, I think, for like. I have a lot of ideas in my head, and a lot of them are very weird and silly and strange, and it's good to be able to channel them into something. And, it's given me, I don't have a lot of, this is going to sound weird, I'm not a confident person normally, I wasn't a confident kid, but now I know that I have skills. Like, if you need stuff written, I can do that. I can write a sketch, and I can make things funny, and that's great. But to be very typical me, I'd say one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do was a long time ago. I had some coworkers who did not think I was great. There's some issues there, and I was going to a con and signing autographs, and they're like, "Who would want your autograph?" And I was like, "Well, lots of people." So that's pretty cool, being able to be like,
yeah.
On that outlet thing, though, I keep saying this, but this show is probably the coolest thing that I think I've done because of being able to be part of Loading Ready Run.
Yeah, I love
No one
doing
else
the show.
does this, and this is exactly the show I wanted to make since I was 14.
Yeah.
I know, it's so cool.
Like, thanks to this show, I've been able to do things like I took a game off Marshall Sutcliffe in front of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That felt really good. But I get paid to play video games and make people laugh and do all kinds of stuff. And if you had told 12-year-old Cameron that he would be able to do that one day, he would have been 100% more enthusiastic about adulthood than he was.
Or wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, he would assume I was a liar.
I mean, he'd look at suave future Cameron and say, or at Cameron. I've got cats on the brain. He'd look at suave future Cameron and say, I can't believe that's me.
Yeah, no.
I turned into a cat.
Yeah, no. Look at this pretentious douche canoe.
Yeah.
All right. Jorge, or
Jorge?
Jorge, something like that.
Okay.
Jorge or George.
Asks, what technology do you wish was more accessible to you in everyday life?
I have an answer for that right away.
Oh.
I would really like a laser cutter. Like a full-on laser CNC machine, just being able to mill things out of lasers. So many things I would make with that.
One of my profs had a little talk he would give where he said that one of the things that he wished he could have would be you can train your eyes to see polarized light. So he said, having one eye that you could see polarized light with, and the other eye that could see into the near IR would be
nice.
super handy for a lot of lab work. But just to expand on that, I wish I could do a lot more just easy spectroscopy accessibly. Infrared.
This?
Yeah, what's this made out of?
Again,
IR or UV vis? That would be handy.
if you could train yourself to see polarized light just properly, you could start seeing 3D movies without glasses.
Yeah, oh yeah. Superpowers, basically. No, I don't know.
I was going to say Ghost in the Shell shit, but I think you guys are way better. Let's go with their answers. That sounds useful and not evil.
We have guns now, Kathleen.
No, but the cyborg body stuff.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's totally cool.
No, yeah,
And
I mean,
going into I need all of the information on the city's garbage routes.
I've always said,
And then you have
we
it.
get the cyborg bodies. I'm going right into that tiny box body.
oh yeah,
with
the
fans.
Jameson.
Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine made a Ghost in the Shell role-playing game, and that was one of the cyber bodies you could get.
Nice.
And a friend of mine who was a player in it threatened to get it. He's like, no, you can't have it. It's just like an NPC thing. It's like, whatever. You can't tell me what I can have on my character.
The asker of that question, by the way, is in the chat, and apparently his name is pronounced George.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, we got eventually.
I was overcomplicating it. All right, next question. Has the city of Victoria had a meaningful impact on the business side of Loading Ready Run via infrastructure, public transit, etc.? That's by Machea.
Actually,
I think the kind of nice thing about doing what we do is you can technically do the internet from anywhere. But I will say the city of Victoria has had an impact on what we do because Victoria's a very nice place to live, and it has convinced other people from other parts of Canada to move here. Such as Cameron, who moved from Prince George, and Ian and Beige, who both moved from Alberta.
And because we moved from Alberta, I can give an answer to that you may not be aware of. If you, say, lived anywhere else in Canada, your outdoor shooting potential would be reduced by about a third because you don't have winter here.
That's true, yeah.
Also, like, Victoria is this nice sweet spot between being very small and sleepy and being large enough that we have short notice access to a lot of services. And like, if we need to go out and buy a prop for a sketch, we can do that in a couple of hours. And we also have the ability to go out and find someplace where there's nobody quite quickly and easily in order to shoot something. So that's a nice balance to have.
We can do desert shoots, we can do Paleolithic stuff, we can do the ocean.
Yeah.
Lots of spaces available.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We do desert shoots.
I don't think we've ever actually done it. No, we drove to like Langford where there's like a gravel pit, and we did like some desert bus backgrounds there. Desert's a little harder around here.
Rock quarry.
Yeah.
It fills in for anything.
That's true. It's hard to get into rock quarries.
Tell that to Teenage Cam.
Yeah, well, I mean, Teenage
That's
Cam
probably
went to a few
why.
quarry parties as well.
Yeah. That's probably because
teenagers
teenagers
one out of control bonfire, and then the whole quarry thing
burns
is shut down for everybody.
Yeah. You burn down all the rocks.
All that stone ruined.
Okay. Well, what fictional world do you think Loading Ready Run would exist in best?
Out of like
Thanks,
all like
Dominic.
fictional worlds, like
what
books,
one could we just slot
TV
into?
shows, movies. I could see us fitting in the Malcolm in the Middle world actually pretty well, where everybody's kind of stupid but just mostly realistic, or the 30 Rock world.
Yeah.
Like that sort of like sitcom kind of universe dimension.
Sort of like, what's the guy who does the King of the Hill?
Mike Judge?
Yeah, Mike Judge universe type thing.
Like the Office
Idiocracy?
Space.
Or
No.
No.
We're already flirting dangerously enough to that.
I think we write within the Idiocracy universe.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The Commodore Hustle is in the Idiocracy world.
Or maybe in like the Seinfeld verse where everyone is just like 15% meaner than they are in real life.
What we're saying is we probably don't work too well in the Dragon Riders world.
Oh, but can you imagine Discworld Loading Ready Run? Can you imagine like the Discworld analog for internet and Twitch?
Oh god. Oh.
Like, okay, because you remember when Two Flower meets Rincewind, he's trying to explain the concept of insurance to him because he has travel insurance, but they have no idea of it, so it's rendered as in sewer ants.
Oh no.
What if half of us were vampires and the other half were werewolves?
I don't want to be in a White Wolf universe.
No, I think it's actually really the same. It's just sometimes some of us need blood.
Huh. Yeah. No,
So
I
we're
remember
doing
playing
more of like a Twilight universe there.
I remember playing in one vampire game where one of our characters went to fight a werewolf and we were like, and he was like, whatever, it's fine. I've got 2 points of celerity. And the werewolf was like, and he went away.
Now I'm just imagining like the Underworld universe where it's like super cool vampires versus super cool werewolves, and there's just a bunch of werewolves or vampires that have like a sketch comedy troupe.
Yeah.
They just don't work together on the full moon.
Yeah.
Like that's an established thing. And like in dark rooms, which is fine because green screen stuff.
Yeah, totally workable.
Dibs on vampire.
Yeah, no, vampire, I think.
Man, I would ridiculous as a werewolf with a shaved head.
Oh man, the thing is though.
Oh, God, yeah, you
wait,
just
wait,
transform.
Wait, hold on. Let's divide up the cast. Okay, Kathleen and Cameron have already called vampire. Ian's going werewolf. Is Beej a vampire or a werewolf?
I think Beej just stays human.
Beej is a hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
okay.
he comes from a line of hunters. He
Paul-
just doesn't want to be a hunter.
Paul, I'm assigning your werewolf based on your ability to grow a beard. What about Heather and Corey? I see Heather is more of a vampire. I don't know if she's getting mad at me now. Because I think that she's not vampire nature, but I see her less as a werewolf. What about Corey?
Corey, I think, goes werewolf.
Yeah, I think so too.
Goes all werewolf.
Unfortunately, Graham is werewolf.
Yes.
Graham's definitely wolf.
Well, you two are the fated romance to bring the two sides together.
Oh, I'm not having any of those weird Twilight
But
babies.
yeah, I was gonna say by that token, I think that's if Heather is a vampire and Beej is a human, then,
Also a fated romance.
Yeah,
Yes.
And you and Corey are just two werewolves.
Yep.
High five it all night.
and,
Woo!
and
Oh,
Ian is a vampire and Corey is a banana.
I'll wear banana.
Le potassium.
Dweebs.
All right, one last
Wait, we
question.
forgot James.
Oh yeah, James
And
werewolf.
Alex. Alex,
Alex total
wear
vampire.
penguin.
I could see Alex being a vampire and being kind of irritated by it.
Yes, yes. All right, have we now assigned everybody a role?
I think that we have.
Okay.
Okay, last
Team
question
Vampire.
from Matthew. What tools or services does
Oh.
LoadingReadyRun use to keep your business organized?
Well, it depends on what we're doing.
We use a lot of Google Docs
Yep.
and Trello and Slack.
Yeah,
Like Slack for communication, Trello for organizing ideas, and Google Docs for like actually
Scripts
writing
and
things
stuff.
out. And
Gmail we all have. Twitter is our primary source of communication with the outside world.
But yeah, if you're looking at how Loading Ready Run is run, we like discuss things on Slack, and then we use Trello to sort of like Cam said, keep ideas in sort of order because you could move stuff around. It's like a big clipboard essentially,
Yeah.
yeah,
or it's like a line of post-it notes.
yeah.
But everybody
Cards.
it's collaborative, and then Google Docs for actually keeping the stuff in
That's where the heavy lifting goes.
and sharing the items. So.
Does anyone
yeah.
have any special tools they use?
Oh, do
Well, I
you
mean-
remember what was the Google thing?
Google
that-
Wave.
Wave.
Wave was so
I
good.
never got into
We were
Wave.
like the only
That's-
5 people on Earth who
I
used
think
Wave.
you were.
Wave was perfect though because it was like a combination between Google Docs and Slack.
Yeah,
Right? That's essentially what it was. And I feel like a lot of the collaborative, like you can see people editing at the same time. Technology transferred from Wave into Docs because
Yeah.
Docs could not do that at the time Wave was out. But it's not the same because
Yeah.
you could like search Wave and also it was really nice. But yeah.
yeah, it was super handy. What do we use on the editing boxes? Just Final Cut?
Final Cut
Cut.
Pro.
And then we
there's
stream using XSplit.
Yeah, XSplit on that end. We do some work as well for motion graphics in, not Acrobat, what's that Adobe program?
Premiere.
No, not
No.
Premiere. After Effects.
After Effects. We'll get there. I don't know how to use
yeah.
After Effects.
Yeah, Twitter for
we got
outreach.
the
We said Twitter.
But yeah, we really use like about 1,000 different like software packages.
So LoadingReadyRun uses the Bash shell generally. I'm more of a fish person myself, but that's, one of you is going to care about that.
Okay.
Vim?
Kill you.
Well,
Nano all day.
do we have any other
those.
questions to distract from the blood feud that's brewing between these two men?
That was the last question.
That was the last question?
I will say though, not to do with services, but in terms of hardware, over the last couple of weeks, I did a couple of streams, the LurTech streams, talking about the setup in the streaming office, and then also the setup in this office, the Studio A office, in terms of all the ridiculous setup we have for cameras and mixers and microphones and all that kind of stuff.
I
So
believe that both of those are currently available on youtube.com/LoadingReadyLive.
Yeah.
and
Check them out there.
yeah, in the future I'll try to be going into some of the other sort of more specialized software that we use.
And speaking of streams, what a fantastic segue for me to throw to this, which is our stream highlights reel from the past week. So all of the weird stuff that we got up to, thanks to support of you, our viewers on Twitch, and our patrons. So let's see that.
Tinker, tailor, solder, die.
Spooperfur. This is Spooperfur 2, Spooperfur 3, Rock Spooperfur, Fire Spooperfur, Fishifer, Psyduck.
What in the what now?
Isn't he adorable?
I said, hey, what's going on? I need to tell you that everyone in chat is singing along.
Somebody contacted me on Twitter to tell me that I had more patience for my figures than he did for all of humanity. And I wanted to reply with, yeah, same.
Chat hood ornament.
It is delightfully laid out in Comic Sans. The best font ever.
He's caramel dancing.
Such a good conversation. It's like, yeah, he was hung like a salami. Oh yeah, no, it was awful. It looked like a raisin.
An eruption happens, you know, some nights.
Who filed away a hot dog? How did we find it that quickly?
The first person up falling down the stairs.
Checkpoint fusion dance.
What? I didn't.
Kamehameha, form of Penelope.
Wait.
I mean,
no.
technically.
Hang on.
Phil K. Dick, I think I think Dick is great. Well, there's a highlight for this for the next highlight reel. Dick is great. Cameron, 2015.
Can you get in the Humvee?
Let's find out.
Or, I mean...
For various interpretations of in the Humvee.
Hey.
All right. Once upon a time, there was a giant yellow uterus.
Hey, hidden flavor.
Ew, that's not a flavor I want. Ooh,
Dude, we're 2/3 to Neapolitan.
Is it butt?
It is butt!
Oh, why is it yellow? I can't stop. It's coming out.
Why? Why do you do this to me? Oh, this is more painful for me. Times when you shouldn't use papyrus.
Ready.
This is literally a PowerPoint presentation.
This is so great.
There's a man in a suit who has a laser pointer.
You know, people talk about shooting from the hip. Your guy's more of a shoot from the dick kind of guy. He just he puts the stock, the butt of the stock.
Yeah, you want to brace it against your balls.
You want to brace it directly on your scrotum.
What do you mean security's apple? Oh Jesus God! Oh no!
Try to rub the G-spot. Make contact with the G-spot. You didn't quite make contact. You just slid the G-spot right out.
If you're seeing Bija's head floating beside me here, don't worry. That's just a weird bug on the stream.
Yes! 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 I'm so fucking happy right now! We did it! We did it! Yes! The promised land! We get to go home now! It's so beautiful!
Let's see if we can get him in here, okay? Graham, the stream died!
I'm criming.
Why you always
Criming. Why you always criming? Oh my God! Stop fucking criming!
Nope. Why were we doing so well until now?
Boom! Let's see how long that stays there. I hope it stays forever.
It probably will. listening.
Vulgar man.
Vulgar man does what a vulgar
man
case does. Insults girls, grabs their butts, gets a pat, and then it's not enough. He goes to jail for aggravated sexual assault.
No!
You're gonna be the worst! The very worst! No one has been as bad as you, James.
I didn't mean to.
A bus? Oh, a food truck.
I'm driving. We're going. We don't need roads.
Let's just save our game. I'm getting bored. That's the most dangerous time to confront a Cameron. When Cameron is bored, people die.
Look at his grip.
Fuck it! Wait, we're in there! We just fucking died! We fucking died!
But our turd lives on.
We have 400 people watching? Go play outside. Oh my god.
Welcome back to our broadcast of this, the first of who knows how many Lunar Invitational We Hastily Thought of This Last Night games.
I've been really enjoying the footage here, and it's nice to see people engaged in like tough competition and really lighten it up out there with their burning spirit.
Can you explain that reference?
Booth?
Booth?
Burning Youth.
Yeah.
Yes, Burning Youth is a major part of shonen manga. If you were to write a story about kids going out and doing things in the world, it would be their burning youth and their passion and their spirit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just saw Ian holding up a sign that said booth, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
But I didn't have time to question it because we were already running late.
I was writing youth, and I started with the U and started working my way out, and then I got to the end and I started writing a B because burning is the first thing in Burning Youth. So I started writing a B and was like, well, it's booth now.
Oh.
And I thought,
why start with the U?
It's dead center. So I can go U and then T and then O and then H and then B. Spelling youth.
Okay.
I shouldn't be trusted with paint.
Nor chalk, because the next event at the Lunar Invitational We Hastily Thought of This Last Night games is the 50-meter hopscotch, which we put you in charge of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're actually visible in the background of the high five jump shots. It's technically feasible.
Oh, okay.
But before we go down to the footage of the event, what was your inspiration in designing the?
You see, I've never played hopscotch.
Ah.
I am unfamiliar with the rules.
Uh-huh.
However, I grew up in a place that had hopscotch drawn, like permanently painted onto the blacktop at our school. So I would see it all the time. No one ever played it.
Right.
And so but I understood it, like watching it in like movies and stuff, that you're supposed to jump from one square to the other. And you should never have more than 1 foot or something like that. And so I thought, well, if that's the rule, then what can I do to make a hopscotch game to function at the, summer games level? What would be something that would be challenging?
To elevate it to that. Right.
Absolutely. And so, armed with a complete lack of knowledge of the rules, I created what you're about to see.
Fantastic. Well, let's take it down to the Lunar Invitational Riverwalk for the 50-meter hopscotch. Here we see the course.
Relatively.
Now this part got.
Yeah.
That was a big question. Huge question mark there, and then the end.
And that. I think it makes sense. I mean, ultimately, everyone finished the course.
In 3.
They certainly did finish the course.
1.
Yes.
Go.
So Banana Corey's up first.
And she was doing a great job. I really felt that, she saw everything out here and put her feet inside holes of stuff. And
now you do have to face. Oh, the order it was interesting, but you do have to face the direction of the arrow.
That's correct.
And you have to interact with every spot. Those are all paired. You have to interact with every spot on the thing. Now she missed the orange one there.
Exactly. She missed the orange
one. The big yellow one is X'd out, so you
don't
have to
step
avoid
in
that
it.
one.
And it's meant to be more of a mental challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And the nice thing is that some of the wider ones, and 3340 is a very, very good score. However,
you did assess, I believe, 3 seconds of penalties.
That's correct. Yeah, for slightly missing how the actual method.
As course designer, Beej was on hand to assess penalties.
and Ian got off to a late start there, but he picked it up by using his hand in the
there.
middle.
That's an interesting technique.
I was really impressed with the creativity he brought to play. Like he's using not just doing side by side, he's going front and back.
Now he didn't face the correct direction there. He will suffer a penalty for that.
Yeah, and I was more than happy to give it to him.
Yeah. Now the trick is, will the penalties that he's incurring still give him
to impact that score?
Yeah.
23:40 is very fast.
It's very fast.
And I believe I assessed him
7 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, which puts him at 30:40.
Which is still faster than Corey, so that might have paid off.
1, go.
And James,
very, very methodical here.
and not entirely certain about what he's doing, but I think it's more because he hadn't played before.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm trying to.
And at that point, I just decided that I'd let him go on his own, and I'd complete this phone call I
The
had
stopwatch
to make.
is still running.
It is in the background. It's absolutely true. But I needed to take this call.
Now, who's the phone call from?
Wrong number.
Oh, really? Did they say who they were?
Somebody from an inn in Seattle. They wanted to talk to Patrick. So Patrick, if you're out there, I got your phone call, and apparently our numbers are very close to each other.
Whoa.
That was a very nice jump.
Nice style points. If
we
this
aren't-
were being judged,
Yeah.
he'd probably get some points for that, but he did not stick the landing.
No.
As it is, he just missed the arrow.
And he missed the orange lozenge as well.
Yeah, that lozenge really catches people.
It does. Every single person I think missed it. And this, I like the toe slide.
The toe slide's good.
I did not deduct him points because I'm like, I liked that. I thought that was really good. It was a very creative use of whatever it was I drew there.
That's not a great time, though.
54 seconds is a little much.
With at least 1 second of penalties.
I already gave you the bonus.
But I figure at that point that's fine. You know,
I'm taking out 4 seconds
he's probably
for falling
going to
off
come
the
in
DDR
last,
pad.
and I didn't feel that bad. Like I needed to give him that many penalties, but.
See how Kathleen is doing.
All good?
Okay.
Stretching, prepared. She's getting her
3,
mental
2,
game
1,
ready
go.
to go.
And she was really driven. She was
Oh, yeah.
really into this. And even she picked up the third one in the middle, which I thought was great.
This DDR section proving to be a real challenge for many people.
And as was pointed out to me, the nice thing about it is it slowed everyone down. It kept them a little bit of a slip there. Kept them from going too fast, which meant they had to think what was going on. Missed the lozenge.
Again. Now it's worth mentioning that when you were designing this, you did not have any idea how it was meant to actually be run.
No, I didn't. I just started drawing shapes and images and thought, I think we can put this here and we can put
Kissing
that there.
the ground, so happy.
You missed the middle.
So happy for it to be over.
Very pleased to have finished. What was her time?
32:26.
Did we get her time?
Well, we're going to be
31:26
seeing just the
plus
standings for this event and then the
Not
overall
everybody.
standings as well. So just the event standings, you see, even with his 7 penalties, Ian still comes out with the best time, Kathleen with the second time, Corey, and then James. Unfortunately for Kathleen, Ian and the Republic of Xeon still leading the overall standings with a dominating 22 points.
Absolutely. And James finishing overall in the third there, if he had actually put a little more effort in and just tried, like just a little bit,
or at all.
Yeah, he might have actually been able to make it into second. But I mean, that's what you're going to do. Right?
That was the technique he chose to use.
It's really his weakest sport.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
The Lunar Invitational Pentathlon.
It's not essential that people put in effort.
No.
Ever. And
I'm
glad to see that he didn't let his competitive spirit get the best of him. Actually, turn in a relatively normal performance.
Yeah. Briefly, before we hit the final round of the Lunar Invitational, we hastily thought of this last night games. We have another message from one of our fine sponsors.
Hi, I'm Maxwell, and I'm here to talk to you about air conditioning. Whenever the glorious athletes of Loading Ready Run experience the mild discomfort of a gentle Canadian summer, air conditioning is there to help them push themselves as close to the limit as they can be bothered to go. It's not that close. By individually identifying and selecting only the lowest energy ideal gas particles and sorting them to one side of a partition, I and my colleagues inside the magical black box of the Loading Ready Run HVAC unit take pride in making the revolting denizens of the moon base slightly less moist. Air conditioning, because you're a disgusting sweat beast.
Welcome back, and thank you to air conditioning, one of our favorite sponsors.
Absolutely, the savior of all the work we've done today.
Indeed. Now, as with other events, other game-related events.
I mean, it's a game.
In South America.
Yeah.
Careful.
I know. The aquatic events always
A staple.
A staple. Prime time viewing.
People really enjoy watching people mess around in water.
A crowd favorite. You know, diving, synchronized diving.
Yeah.
Which is a thing.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think it was.
The other synchronized one.
Female synchronized diving.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one where they move back and forth from either end of the big tank.
Yes, that's like the aquarium swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they do it differently.
Each time.
And then they do it differently again, and then they do one where they do all the different ways at once.
And they get to pretend to be a butterfly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of cute.
And then they do the one where there's like 4 of them, but each of them does the different way individually.
The human centipede?
Yeah.
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 I like that one.
And so at the Lunar Invitational Aquatic Center, we decided that the ultimate
distillation of water sports
event, yes.
Oh, that's a lot better to say. Thank you.
For the Loading Ready Run Lunar Invitational Pentathlon would of course have to be bobbing for produce.
Absolutely, yes.
Not merely apples, because
that wouldn't be anywhere near challenging enough.
No, and one of the competitors has an allergy. And yeah, apples is just too straightforward.
It's true.
So bobbing for produce with points based on how many pieces of produce you can bob for.
It's
so good. having retired from the field events, let's take it now down to the Lunar Invitational Aquatic Center.
I am excited to see.
You see they're under starters orders.
Yeah.
I see they've left the stickers on, which is helpful, in case we need to return this.
So everyone is preparing, keeping the produce in place to ensure fairness among everybody. We've been asked to release.
2, 1, go.
And it begins.
And they're away.
It's fairly sedate beginning overall. I mean, it looks like Kathleen is finding a banana.
Owing to the positioning of the regulation pool, hands are allowed for balance purposes only. Of course, you are not allowed to use your hands to affect the water or the motion of the produce.
Oh, and a lot of they are not using their hands.
Going for a bell pepper there.
Oh dear.
Now you see there's an avocado at the bottom of the pool. We realized that they sink. So that's exciting.
But it's great to see, people going for that avocado.
Jane's having some real difficulty there.
That's too bad.
Banana Corey having some difficulty as well. Removed her headpiece.
Will Ian go after that watermelon? No, he's decided to concentrate on the celery.
Ian being very methodical. James diving furiously into the center of the pool.
Now they only have 2 minutes in which to do this.
They're being timed.
We have some structural integrity problems. Some water has run out on Corey's side.
And a bunch ran out on Kathleen's side earlier as well.
It's all making its way towards Ian, though, which is making it very hard on James to keep up. You think he's going to aim for that tomato? Kathleen
can't quite get a handle on that banana.
Opting for a bell pepper instead. Corey crashing the stage. Kathleen finds an orange pepper.
Success with that pepper. Now there's bell peppers, there's jalapeno peppers, there's a leek, I believe.
I think Ian has found that leek already.
Apples, onions.
Sticks of celery.
Sticks of celery.
There's a lemon in there.
Watermelon. Now Banana Corey's just decided to get entirely inside the pool at this point.
Which she's not being assessed a penalty for because, quite frankly, this is quite insane.
Nobody cares. Yeah, there already are bananas in the pool.
James celebrating a tomato find, I believe.
See there a bottle of strawberry milk.
I saw James reach in and grab a lemon with his hands and put it in his mouth, and nobody saw that at the time, so I think he's going to get points for that anyway.
Corey's really trying to pin the watermelon between his face and the bottom of the pool.
And
but it's unsuccessful.
I believe that is time.
Jesus. I bit the watermelon.
That was a cheat. I was just being silly.
She is locating the bite mark to see whether or not she qualifies to have taken that out or not. I don't think the judges are going to let her have that one.
What do you guys got?
See, she's showing it to James, but no,
a lemon,
she's leaving it behind, which makes sense. She didn't pull it out with her teeth. I don't think she's allowed to have it.
A piece of celery.
I saw James handle one with his hands, but they're going to let that slide, it seems.
3 peppers.
Well, they're counting up their totals now.
2 celery,
Kathleen did successfully get the avocado, which is very
apple,
impressive.
and eggplant.
How many you got? So 7?
6.
And that lone bottle of strawberry milk floats there alone.
So these are the final standings after the points from that round. Very impressive.
Corey managing to pull ahead of Ian at the end.
Yeah.
I did not expect that to happen.
No, but she was. I mean, that's you have to want it. And in this case, wanting it was illustrated by literally getting in the pool
and wanting to eat some produce.
Being among her banana brethren.
Communing with them, floating in the pool. It's a good thing that nobody else decided to grab a hold of her and pull her out.
That's true. In the heat of the moment,
anyone could have gotten easily confused by a giant banana floating in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I was very impressed. I felt that that what really drove the competitive spirit with these four fine athletes is the fact that we hadn't had lunch yet.
Yeah, everyone was really fueled by not only the competitive spirit and the desire to represent your country and the desire to win and sportsmanship, but mostly hunger.
Yeah, mostly hunger. And it's good. I mean, we didn't want to call this the Hunger Games because I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to.
Yeah, I believe that's also not as litigiously protected as that other one.
Which is really surprising.
But is definitely also a thing that we probably shouldn't name, should not name stuff.
Okay, then I will not say it ever again.
I will say, for the benefit of those who may be concerned, all of that food is being put to use, even the stuff with bite marks in it.
Oh, that's good.
I've eaten 2 bell peppers, Chairman Kaga style, just today.
And I have my eye on a raw eggplant.
We certainly have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not planning on eating it raw.
It's a good call.
Unless you tell me otherwise.
Do you have any use for a leek other than spinning it?
I could probably fry things in it.
In the leek?
In the leek. I could stuff a leek full of peppers and probably some rice.
We don't have rice, but we do have peppers.
I have rice at home.
And a lot of onions. Nobody went for the onions.
That is surprising.
Do you know why? The competitors told me that they were too quick.
They would get away from them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, an onion is fast in water.
Bananas as well.
Bananas are fast.
You would think, banana, that's easy. You can bite the ends. You can easily get your mouth around that.
And they're fairly sedate.
No, apparently, they would just float away. But bell peppers, because there's so much air in them, they would float high enough on the water.
You could grab the stems with your teeth.
That you could grab the stems or even actually just sort of the bite in the sides. But bananas would just, like a fish, escape.
So basically, we are rewriting the classic party game of bobbing for apples and finding that bobbing for peppers is probably the funnest you can have.
It's certainly easier. I think bobbing for produce is probably going to overtake bobbing for apples.
And apples are very expensive these days as well. I mean, they don't grow on trees.
No, exactly. Before we begin the medal ceremony, we're going to briefly take you to a preview of what you can expect to see in the coming week on this channel with the Loading Ready Run streams trailer.
Never fear, your real stream preview video dad has returned, and the scary Uncle Graham has returned whence he came. His house, I guess. Anyways, let's get down to business. Here's what's coming up this week on Loading Ready Run streams. We start the week off strong with Adam playing Fury, which I assume is some sort of Rogue Galaxy mod? Then it's Loading Ready Live. Is this the week we finally shoot someone, Beach, out of a cannon? No, but it's still going to be a great show. On Sunday, it's Rhythm Cafe with Heather and Ian as they play the 1999 Sega Dreamcast game Poya Poya Da. One reviewer has said you can pick up this game and be completely fed up with it within an hour. Challenge accepted. It wouldn't be Monday without Checkpoint and the smiling faces of Graham, Kathleen, and Paul telling you just how silly the gaming industry truly can be. Later that evening, it's Tinker Tailor Solder Fry. Ian will be brewing homemade tonic, and Kate will be decorating cookies. I think I might just have to volunteer to run tech for this episode. On New Day Tuesday this week, Graham will be playing No Man's Sky, arguably the most hyped game of 2016. Please don't suck, please don't suck, please don't suck. On Wednesday, Alex makes his triumphant return to the streams, and what better way than with Watch and Play? What kind of crap will Graham be inflicting upon him this week? Only one way to find out. Wednesday evening, it's Crossing the Streams, where the crew will be playing Push Me Pull You, which has been described as a combination of Greco-Roman wrestling, Capture the Flag, Human Centipede, and soccer. Neat! On Thursday morning, Paul and I tackle the 18th most popular game on Twitch as of 9 a.m. Pacific on 18 Games and Counting. Then on Lure MTG, it's time for Graham and I to dive deep into the wonderful world of Eldritch Moon with drafts and sealed leagues. We close out the day with Talking Simulator. Alex and Cameron continue their look into BioShock Infinite. The week comes to a close with AFK. Join Ian, Corey, Heather, and Beej as they play Terra Mystica. It's good to be back, and I hope you all enjoy this fine week of streams we have planned for you. James out.
I forgot.
Yes. We had to cap it because.
Do you know these don't come with fuel?
No, it's not an ever burning. It's not a burning flame. It's not ever burning or anything. It just doesn't burn at all.
To be fair, even if we'd managed to light it down at the Invitational field, you wouldn't have been able to see it on camera.
That's also true as well. They only work well at night. So I was excited to hold it in my hand and run it in.
Mm-hmm. Well then, let's welcome the competitors for the medal ceremony of the inaugural Lunar Invitational. We hastily thought of this last night games, brainstorming for which began around 7 p.m. Local time. First of all, now typically at some other games, they only care about first, second, and third. But no, we care about all our participants, and that's easy to do when there's 4 of them. So let's welcome, in 4th place, representing New Zealand, Kathleen DeVere.
I'll give you that to hold on to.
And we have a
shiny ribbon.
I remembered we had this in the prop room. Yes, absolutely. This says we have a participant ribbon.
You took part.
I just didn't want to come last, and I failed.
I'm sorry. And now,
torch.
What? She took the flame. Yay. Well, the potential flame.
Potential flame of competition.
Contents harmful, fumes harmful, may irritate eyes and skin. Do you think that's true of the real flame?
It seems more like a motto for these events.
True. In 3rd place, representing Canada, James Turner.
Woo! Wait, why do I get this?
Well,
you have to hold it so he can fish the metal out of his pants. Or wherever
Can
he's...
I not have the one in your pants? I would also just like to say a few words. Like Kathleen, I didn't want to come last, and hey, I succeeded!
That's good for you.
Although just barely.
Good for you. You won this lovely, probably aluminum medal.
I want to thank my mom and my dad and
giving birth to you, I assume.
Yeah, they had sex one time, and now I'm here. So thanks, Mom and Dad. Love you guys.
Nice. Wait, you gotta stop giving people the torch.
Do something else with it.
In 2nd place, representing the Republic of Zeon.
My dad texted me just as I said that.
Your dad just texted you. Weird. Representing the Republic of Zeon, Ian Horner.
Yay.
Does Zeon care that you're in these games?
Well, we came in 2nd in the 1-year war, and we came in 2nd in these games, so I suppose that's a fitting finish, isn't it?
Yes.
Trying to get the flame in your face? Good job.
Good thing it's not lit.
Zig Zeon! You won that thing.
These, by the way, we picked up at a thrift store, I'm going to say 4 years ago. These are medals from the 1996 Northern BC Winter Games in Prince George, sponsored and produced by Alcan. Thanks, Alcan.
Thanks, Alcan.
I love that the gold, silver, and bronze medals are all aluminum.
Yeah. They didn't spend a lot of money, but what they did spend wasn't worth it.
And in 1st place, our gold medalist of the We Hastily Thought of This Last Night games, representing Canada, Coriander Dickinson.
Hey. Normally we would play the national anthem for you, but we decided that it would just be better to applaud.
Thank you, everyone.
Do the thing.
Here you go. You earned this because I saw you earn it.
How do you feel?
I feel like I gave 110% today and came ahead, and I feel real good about myself.
So what you're saying is we owe you 10%.
Yes.
That's okay, because now we have a soaking wet banana costume, so we'll just call it a wash.
It sure is clean now.
Exactly. And now... Oh, right, yes, right, and now the closing ceremonies of the 2016 Lunar Invitational We Hastily Thought of This Last Night games. Gold medalist Corey, if you please, the closing ceremonies. Such majesty.
I'll have to start picking that up later. I'll pick that up later.
That's good. Okay. That's good. That's it for this week, everybody. And now let's welcome some subscribers.
Thank you all so much for helping us out, subscribing, making this show possible. As always, this show is sponsored by our Patreon and all these awesome people who subscribed during the show.
Cosmo Rules with a 39-month resub. Thank you so much.
Matt Andre. What's both?
We have a microphone. Zirconade, 31 months. Thank you.
A Wabajack for 7 months saying, ooh wee, many more months of lure indeed.
Two Flower, 36 months, 3 years of the best comedy around. Thank you.
Best Sith the Ripper. Best the Ripper. 30-month resub. A+ would again.
Beard Squad, go! 2 months resub. Foot in the morning, foot in the evening. Foot at supper time. Thank you, Beard Squad, go!
Jay Karkoff, 35-month resub. Thank you so much. Lure is love. Lure is life.
Ink or Stardust with a 10-month resub says, can't believe it's been 10 months. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you, Ink or Stardust.
Bloomlight, 30 months. Yay.
Hey, Steve, 88, 2 months. Had to break the sub combo, but it's great to be back. Welcome back.
Dark Morford for 27 months saying, foot hype.
Signswind, 5 months. Yay!
Category 5 Duker with 2 months. Food.
VM Kid with that 10-month resub. Here's hoping my buzzers work correctly. Yes, they do. We have them working. I'm very excited.
Technical, 8-month resub. Foot Olympics hype. Thank you, Technical.
The Diet Coke Boy with a 16-month resub says, foot ahoy! Foot ahoy, mateys.
I can't read that. It's a Figment. Finally have a sub, baby. Woo! 9 months.
Baron Von Shotgun for 5 months. Thank you.
Cathodian for 13 months saying, be forged in the great fire. Thank you very much, Cathodian.
Noble Shell, 14 months, done with football, now for foot. Did we add that as an autocomplete?
And Hot Liquid Jello with a 12-month resub. Love July's loading time. Seriously going to start contributing to the Patreon just to watch Cam play / build minis.
Dry Hat with that 10-month resub. Thanks so much, Dry Hat.
Those last words were paint and build minis.
Obi-Wan Canadian for 6 months. It's foot time. Thank you, Obi-Wan Canadian.
Welcome back. Bria Chidna. Bria Echidna. That's what that is, like the marsupial. Katu Gor Kod. I couldn't read that. I'm so sorry. Welcome back.
Mixed up with cookies for 9 months.
Up, baby!
Eel Stan, 18 months. Double sub, baby.
Craig T. Nelson Shorts has resubscribed for 7 months saying, woot.
Pious Heathen for 9 months. Technically, pregnancy's 40 weeks. Living in fear of IOC lawyers.
Ninjitsu Monkey with the 5-month resub.
A Wells 44 with that 4-month resub. Thank you, A Wells.
Welcome back.
Jim Rabbit with a big 28-month resub. Thank you for resubscribing, Jim Rabbit.
Falcon Talos with a 19-month resub says, been watching for years and I love everything you guys do. Keep up the good work.
We love you too.
We love you too.
AP 138 for 10 months. Thank you for subscribing.
Woo! Magic Keki. 10 months, thank you.
Kalad has resubscribed for 31 months. Thank you very much, Kalad.
James Noir for 5 months. I want to see the disc lure or MTG lure. Cameron Voldaren.
Whale Plaid with a 5-month resubscription. Thank you.
I, Smartman, won for 23 months in a row. I regret nothing. You shouldn't.
Darth Rages, 5-month resub. Thank you for resubbing, Darth Rages. We appreciate it.
Welcome back, Darth Rages. Propane Psycho for 3 months of propane psychotics and propane psychotic accessories.
I'm sincerely sorry for 21 whole months. Thank you for resubscribing.
Sakiel, 1, 31 months. Sig Xeon.
Ed the Goat has resubscribed for 17 months. Thank you very much, Ed the Goat.
Arclight Zero, 5 months. Yay!
The subtrain is so real. A lot of people.
Had to loop.
Clench Eastwood for 10 months. We're all aluminum medalists at the LRR Games.
Simon Tesla, new Patreon supporter. Simon, thank you so much for supporting the Patreon.
We have a system working.
Last Resistance is resub for 3 months. I vote you too, Last Resistance. You probably just got that in there. Thank you for subscribing.
And that looks like it.
That's it.
Except, for some reason, there seems to be, it seems to have missed out some of the people, the new subscribers. Yeah, so I have to check why that is. But anyway, Spuzum PD, new subscriber.
Welcome.
Mal Beam, a new subscriber.
Welcome, Malbeam.
Let me just. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Welcome. Paul.
Thank you all so much. That was a very silly thing that we did.
Fact.
Yes. And I hope we will see you again.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
The winter edition is going to be a real.
Rent an ice rink. It's going to be sweet.
Are we? Sweet.
I want to.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll take that same pool and just freeze it.
I'm gonna crack my head open.
All right. And now this.
Hey kids.
We had a lot of fun today on Loading Ready Live.
But we hastily thought of these last night games weren't all fun and games.
What he said.
Some of what we did today was really dangerous.
And some of what we did made us look really dumb in public.
We terrified an old man.
So don't try this at home.
Unless you're filming it for YouTube. My butt's still wet.